Hi everyone, this is just kind of a random video of me talking about the Batman vs Superman trailer and the Star Wars trailer that came out this week. And typically I don't do these kinds of videos because they usually become just speculation videos where people are just sitting there basically speculating on what's going to happen in the film, and I just don't really find that all that interesting, so I just don't really do them. Now the first teaser I'm going to discuss is the Star Wars teaser, and I'm going to briefly discuss it, not because I dislike it, but because I just want to kind of save everything for the Batman vs Superman trailer, because I have quite a bit to say about that one, but I really do love this trailer. I think it is fantastic. The second the opening shot was revealed and I heard the music, I was like, yes, we are finally getting back to form. This is Star Wars, not that heavily bloated with CGI bullshit. And the entire teaser really does give off that vibe. It's like looking at Star Wars, but in a modern way, but also in a good way. As far as anything else standing out to me, I really love the shot with, I presume, Luke caressing R2-D2. I like the voiceover by Mark Hamill. This shot looks pretty awesome, as well as this one. I really dig that shot with the Chrome Stormtrooper just walking like a complete badass and just looks completely sick. Then of course you have the shot of the Millennium Falcon doing its thing. Not as quite as cool as the one that was in the first teaser, but still awesome as always. And then of course the teaser ends with the bit with Han Solo and Chewbacca, and I have to say there might be something just a little bit wrong with you if you don't get excited or a little bit giddy while watching that. I mean, come on, it's Star Wars. Needless to say, I'm absolutely ecstatic to see this. I am a fan of J.J. Abrams. Lost is a cool show. He produced Cloverfield, although some people like to credit him as the director. I don't know why. I really like Super 8. Star Trek is great. That rhymed. Even though some people seem to be a little divided on Into Darkness, I really like The Last Star Trek. In fact, I would even say it's probably the best summer film of that year, of 2013. But then again, there wasn't really a whole lot of great 2013 films in terms of the summer blockbusters, so, I mean, take that as you will, but hey, I really like the film. Now, since I talked about the Star Wars teaser, now I want to talk about the Batman vs Superman teaser, Dawn of Justice. And right off the bat, one thing I noticed is that it looks really dark. And I'm not talking about the tone, I'm talking about literally, the film looks dark. I could barely see a damn thing. Now, we've all seen the teaser, so I don't really need to go into detail with it, but as a point of reference, you know, it does start out with a bunch of voiceovers talking about power, corruption, referring to Superman, how he might just be a devil in disguise. Not very subtle at all, but one of the very few things I actually do like about this teaser is where Jesse Eisenberg comes in and says, devils, they don't come from hell beneath us, no, they come from the sky. I think that's kind of a neat line. Not very subtle either, but I do think it is neat, and you know, it is Zack Snyder. He doesn't do subtlety. One of the other things I like about the teaser is the shot with Ben Affleck, the first shot of Ben Affleck in the bat suit. I think he looks pretty cool, you know, doing that brooding pose, although I can't see jack shit. I think it does look kind of cool. But then the teaser gets to a shot of Ben Affleck in like this Batman mech suit, and I'll be honest, I started laughing when I saw that because I just think it looks completely ridiculous. Now, I am aware that some people like it. In fact, some people have even said that they think it is the best Batman suit ever made, and I completely disagree. I think it looks way too cartoony, way too comic booky, which I know is the appeal for some people, but as for me, I just don't think it looks good in a live action format. I just don't. It just looks way too over the top for me to even take it seriously. I mean, now the first one I think is okay. It's not my personal choice, but even though the Bat logo is way too big, I can kind of get on board with that one. But this other one, you know, the mech suit, the metal and all that stuff, it looks a little silly. And then the teaser ends, which actually sounds more like Javier Bardem than Ben Affleck saying, tell me, do you bleed, ... you will. Again, no subtlety whatsoever. Honestly now, and I don't mean to offend anybody out there if you like the line or whatever, but that is something that you would hear out of a 13-year-old's mouth who's trying to sound tough. So am I looking forward to Batman v Superman? Well, to be honest, I am. I actually am looking forward to this film, but probably not in the best way. This might sound bad, but I do love a train wreck, and I think this is going to be a great one. How can it not be? I mean, I could be wrong, but how DC and Warner Brothers are just rushing to get that Justice League movie out, it doesn't look good. I really do fear that this film is going to suffer from TMSGO syndrome, which is too much shit going on, because from what I understand, Aquaman's supposed to make an appearance, Wonder Woman's supposed to make an appearance, I think even Cyborg is supposed to make an appearance. It's a tired out joke by now, but hell, even I'm supposed to be in this film. I mean, really, everybody is going to be in this film. How could this not be something bad? How can this be something good? And although you have Chris Terrio, whose writing credits include Argo, which is a great film, you also have David S. Goyer, who is not exactly the best writer. And although he has some great writing credits too, like the Dark Knight trilogy, And this is not to discredit him for anything, because I do think he did offer some greatness to those films. But you go back and you kind of listen to some of the dialogue that's not exactly the greatest in those films. I'd kind of like to think that maybe he's at fault for some of that. Bless the guy, he cannot write dialogue to save his life, and I think Man of Steel is proof of that. Plus, you can't forget that Zack Snyder is in the director's chair, who has not made a good film, in my opinion, since the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Now, he has made Watchmen, which I think is a passable film at best, but he also made 300, Sucker Punch, which is just god-awful. He also made Man of Steel, which I don't think is bad, but I think it's not quite good either. It's kind of right in the middle. And I'll admit, I actually liked the film when I first saw it because I was enchanted by the Hans Zimmer score, but you take that out, the dialogue, that is some straight up melodrama. As far as seeing Batman and Superman go at it, it could be cool or it just could be silly. I don't know how to see the film, to see how it turns out, but, we'll see. Honestly, with this project, I smell a lot of desperation with DC and Warner Brothers. They're really trying to get what Marvel has. And I'll be honest, I'm actually reluctant to even say that Marvel even did it right, because I feel like they kind of rushed it. But in comparison to this, I think Marvel did it quite perfectly, because this, I fear, is not going to work out in the long run. Creating and combining universes takes time, and for characters such as Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, etc., you owe that to those characters. And even if I know and care about previous depictions and portrayals, how do you expect for me to care about your depiction if you haven't even put forth any effort into creating your depiction? But honestly, if you really want to know, I already got the perfect live-action adaptation to Batman, and that is the Dark Knight trilogy. That is mine. And furthermore, I am so happy that this has absolutely nothing to do with the Christopher Nolan trilogy, because if it did, I would be probably a little pissed, because I know some people were saying that they would want to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt or Christian Bale come in and play Batman. And I am just so happy that that is not the case, because I don't want this film to have anything to do with those films. So those are my thoughts on these two teasers. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for them? Are you not? Do let me know. As always, I'm Colin Kirkland, and thank you so much for watching.